Okay, if this ever becomes as part of the Sailboat's YouTube channel, and this episode is going to be about changing and replacing the mast base for the upcoming rig. We want to solidify the rig for going out a little more to the open ocean and get it as strong as robust as you can with this old 70 boat from the 70s. And what I'm up to do right now is I'm replacing the old mast base down here, and the idea is to get the mast base open. As you can see, I open up the deck from here. The laminate, the old laminate itself, as you can see, it was bent from the weight of the mast. And what we can see, lucky enough, I'm sure if you can see from this light, the laminate itself was pretty okay. It has this snappy feeling of it. Solid laminate, but the only problem was that what was underneath the laminate. So the soft mast base, which was the deck construction on this boat is, I think it was used to be plywood. So this thing all just underneath the mast base is just soft and soggy. Not as soggy and not as humid as it could be, however, so we are pretty good. So so far the plan is just open it up, take out all the rotten material out, and then as the deck and this box where the mast type is located, it's in pretty good condition. So I'm gonna just laminate it all the way, a full laminate up to this level, so it's never gonna break again. Let's see how the project's going to develop. So all this soft material needs to go. As you can see, when we go a little bit deeper, as we get deeper, we have already removed the most soggy layers of the rotten wood, so this obviously needs to go. But once we get more down here, I can feel it in my chisel when I'm chiseling it out, that it's actually becoming more solid and more hard, which I'm pretty excited about. So it means that the most surface layers, which are closer to the deck, of course, are the ones that have been getting moist. So let's see how it's going to develop. Probably I am going to open it up all the way until the end, so where this side laminate is coming, and on this side as well, and might possibly further this way and further that way as well. But I just wanted to start it from the step that I open it up just as much as I need to, and then I extend if I need to, if I feel I need to. It's easier to do that way. Other way around would be a little bit too hard. So think twice, cut once. Okay, so we're all the way down to the laminate now, and to my very positive surprise, I'm very happy about the result of the laminate down here. It's actually snappy and solid. Very good material to laminate the new layers onto. But I think I have to just spread around my area which I'm cutting the deck off, because there's absolutely no good reason to leave any of the soggy material down here. So if the wood is soggy somewhere here in the middle, it's soggy somewhere down there as well. So even though this material that you can feel right here, it might feel a little bit more dry than somewhere in the center here near the drill holes. But you can feel it's soft, it's moist, and it's probably the best idea just to get it the hell out of here. I need to remove this thing, I need to do some more cuts, and keep chiseling until everything, all this is removed. Okay, job done for today. Now all the core and all the wet and soggy core has been removed. removed from the mast base, and the bottom laminate down here sounds exactly like it should be. It's stiff and it's healthy. Only that the wet plywood core needed to be removed. So job done for today. I'm gonna leave it like this for maybe 1 month now or so. So I let it dry properly, and before I start to prepare it for the lamination. So apparently on this boat, I'm not sure if you can see on the camera, but the core between the laminate, the bottom laminate and the top laminate, there has been like around about 10 mil. And this is just to give you the picture. So 10 mil plywood, and if the boat is now 42 years old, it starts. It's pretty understandable once you have six holes right here that it's time to maybe change the core, the plywood here in between. But hey, it turned out pretty okay. I'm excited to see how the lamination goes when time for the lamination comes. For now, I'm gonna leave it like this to dry out a little bit, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just give it a proper last grind. So grind the bottom, all the splinters and remainings of the remnants of the old plywood. I'm gonna grind away, and then also for the lamination, relaminate, I'm gonna shave the edges of the laminate a little bit like this, so the new laminates will stick better. And let's see how it's gonna go. I'm gonna leave the little lid here, so I'm trying to squeeze the new laminate also underneath this lip, and then start building up the laminate layers all the way up to here. And then possibly I'm gonna re-strengthen it a little bit, or let's see. Maybe I will just take the final laminates. I will take them also around the whole center block here. But that would mean that I would need to remove the old gel coat from here, which is now completely impossible thing to do. Just to remove the laminate. I'm sorry, I have the gel coat, and then re-laminate it all the way around the mast base block, and then make it really strong, so it's never gonna be bending from here again. It's never gonna break either. Okay, we are back at it, and the project continues. We've now marked the area that we're going to remove the old gel coat. I take it all away and then grind it with a 40 grit sandpaper, so it's going to get really rough. And the adhesive for the new fiberglass layers are going to be good enough for the proper attachment. And the idea is that we're going to clean everything inside here, just make this rough, and scratch this for the best grip for the new layers, new glass layers, and also remove all the old gel coat from outside of here, and then prepare it for the epoxy and glass. Next week, probably the weather is going to get a little bit warmer, so I'm looking forward to the real epoxy and glass sections. So the temperature is going to rise above the 15, 16, maybe 17 Celsius inside here under the canopy. All right, so let's get to it, and let's pick up the grinder. Sander is ready. The one who's going to do the sanding is ready. I'm not going to be filming throughout the sanding. It's going to be really dusty and messy here inside, so I'm just going to put the camera down now and just show the outcome once I've done the first stage of the grinding. Okay, the old gel coat has been now removed. So we got just nice solid glass. The old glass that is now has been revealed. all we have to do in order to prime this for the upcoming glassing is just to shape these edges a little bit. I'm gonna bevel them in a little bit in an angle, so the new glass layers have more surface to attach onto. And I'm gonna also sand the bottom here, so make it rough and scratchy and adhesive for the new glass layers. And these, as you can see, the old plywood that's underneath here, this is all dry, so it can stay there. So I didn't want to remove all of the old plywood from down there. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna shape this angle also a little bit more like 45 degrees or so the surface area for the new glass layers is gonna increase, and they're gonna be more surface area for the new glass layers to attach onto. And also, as we can see, we also have the old lid down here. It's like a 12 millimeters. I left the old deck here because this glass is in really good shape, so I just left it there. So I need to clean up what's underneath here. There's a little recap. I removed the old plywood and the core from here, but I need to clean up a little bit. All this excess old resins I need to grind off. I'm going to be using my Dremel tool for that, which by the way has been really useful for this project. I've been using this kind of a blade. I also like the other. I got it in my pocket. Well, the other kind of blade. Can't have it right now, but it's been really handy, especially in the corners like this. Here's a little curvature down here. So Dremel tool has been super useful in those as well, and also my orbital sander. Yeah. So the grinding continues. So finished up the sanding now. So all the edges and all the sides and the bottom and the edges and has been now sanded through with this 40 grit paper, and now it starts to get ready for the upcoming glass layers. All I need to do now is just clean up this mess because it's seriously dusty over here. What I ended up doing is I beveled these edges a little bit so they go slant a little bit in 45 degrees angles upward, so it's for the new glass layers are easier to attach onto them. And same here. Make sure you can see in this light, but down here. So my idea is to, when I start glassing, I started from the bottom, so the smallest pieces come down here, and then they start building up towards the edge. When I have towards the top, and when I reach at the top, to the flat top, then I'm gonna add a couple of more layers, probably 3 or 4, that go all the way up. I mean, all the way around and all the way over this little mast platform over here. So maybe the first layer reach somewhere at this level, and then the second one overlapping up to this level, and the last one comes to the edge. And then as the gel coat over here is approximately maybe 2 millimeters thick, so when the last layer of glass reaches to the edge somewhere around here, then there's still room, maybe 1 millimeter or so for the final fairing and paint. I'm gonna do the epoxy fairing, make it all smooth at the end, and then paint it over, probably with the epoxy paint as well, and polish it so it will be as close as possible to this old gel coat that is on next to it. But what I learned when I was talking with with the professional, the company where I bought the fiberglass from, who are professional in this business. They told that according to them the gel coat is not suitable on top of the epoxy glass. So I need to and nor is the top coat. So I'm going to choose epoxy paint to paint it all over. But we have still a couple of things to do before we reach that point. But now let's clean up this mess and then start waiting for the proper warm temperature days that are hopefully coming on during the next couple of weeks, and then we're ready for the glass and epoxy.